Alright, good evening guys, this is Ace, coming back to you with another review for the 1.5 Gundam. Now I know this guy's been long overdue, but as soon as I finished building this guy, I got the Master Grade Gundam Empion. So I just had to build that one before I did anything else. So I thought, let me at least get the review for this guy out of the way, and then I will see if I can do the painting and I can fix this guy up and everything, and then I'll do another video to showing you how this guy looks once it's completely painted and, you know, stickered up and everything. So this is actually a very nice Gundam. It is very similar to the Reborn's Gundam that we got out with the Gundam 00 line, and this guy is basically from the side story. Basically it's this guy and the guy that's on the back of the Reborn's Gundam that, you know, from the side story somehow they joined together to get the Reborn's Gundam as a final product. This guy is absolutely fantastic. I really love the way this guy looks. He is actually he has a very light purple shade. It's coming out very blue in the camera itself, and I don't know why. It's just something to do with the way the light's reflecting, but it's actually a purple, and you've got the white and you've got the gray. These are the three main colors that you have with this Gundam. You do get a lot of stickers. I haven't actually applied any of them because I know I'm going to be painting this guy, but you get a lot of the black stickers. These are the ones that are going to go on the front skirts, on the side of the legs, on the shoulders, you know, these sort of things. You get the vent pieces for the chest. You get the stickers, and this is actually a nice shiny purple. I don't know if it's coming out to be blue in the camera, but it's a nice shiny purple that you get for the actual circle on the chest itself. And of course you get the eyes, and you get two different versions. You get the blue and the red. You get the cameras and everything, so you do get a lot of stickers with this guy. I just haven't used any because I'm planning to paint this guy and just detail him myself. It's a lot more fun that way. In terms of accessories, this guy does come up with quite a few. The first one is the beam sword, and now this is the first time I've actually seen a beam sword of this for a high grade. The hilt itself is pretty standard. It's got absolutely nothing special. It's got the peg so it can plug into the arm, and over here you've got a clean saber. This is what I'm talking about. Normally you get the pink one, or the green, the blue, the yellow, but I've never seen a clear one before. So this is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind using this. This actually looks pretty nice. In addition to that, you get the shield, and the shield is quite standard in terms of, well, it's a lot like the Exia, for example. It's nothing like the Reborn's Gundam, which is just this short stubby thing you plug into the side of the forearm. They just plug into the side of the forearm. This is actually pretty hefty, and it's pretty big. I mean, if you compare it to the size of the Gundam itself, you can tell it's pretty big. And it's nice. It's a very nice shield. I mean, putting it together, it was literally, I think, 3 or 4 pieces, nothing more than that. And it even gave you a place to store your extra beam saber hilt. Unfortunately, you are always going to store it in there because you only get one clear piece for the beam. And finally, you get the actual gun itself. And this is very nicely done. I mean, I remember when I had the Exia Repair, I think it was, in the same scale, getting it lined up in the hand of Exia was a pain in the butt. But this guy is actually very easy to do, and when it's in there, it's very secure. So we just put it in there, and this piece locks in over here on his forearm, like that. Sorry, right over there. And once it's in there, this guy is going absolutely nowhere. It is very securely in there. And it looks good, you know. I mean, just put a little bit of paint in terms of white over here and just detail it up a little bit. This guy is gonna look really nice. You know, there's a lot of different things we can do with this. That's pretty much it for the accessories. I was actually surprised you don't get a lot of different hands for this guy. You have just these two. You've got this one and this one, which is literally to hold the beam saber or the gun. That's it. You don't get any closed fists, any open fists, or anything. You did get a couple of hands, but this is for basically the leftovers from the Reborn's Gundam, and, you know, the back guy with the gun cannons and everything. So, but in terms of hands, this is the only thing you get. You get a couple of other GN drives too. You know, the ones that go over on the back of these pieces. Here you've just got clear pieces. You don't have any space for the GN drives. So, and of course you've got the heels for the feet. This is always funny. I never understood why they gave him this, but that's okay. In terms of articulation, this guy is very articulated, as you would expect from the OO series. You do have the backpack, which is very articulated. You have a moving point hinge over there, and this thing over here is on a ball joint. So this thing is going to go all over the place. You can rotate 360, and this guy does rotate as well as move in and out. So the backpack itself, highly articulated. The shoulders, they do move up about that much, which means the arms can go that high before it starts getting stuck, which is not that much, but it's not bad. In terms of rotation, complete 360. It does rotate under the shoulders. It does rotate over here as well, just under the shoulder piece, sorry, the arm piece. The hands do wiggle around, they're on a ball joint, and the bend itself is not that much. The best you're going to get is this much, but what they've done is this piece itself, because of the transformation from the Reborns, does allow you to bend a little bit, so you get a little bit more. But that's about it. You're not going to get too much more out of this guy. The skirts themselves do move a little bit up and down. Same for the side skirts. The back skirts actually was one piece, and what I did, I split it to make them two separate pieces. And I think when I was shaving and cleaning it, I made this one a little bit too floppy. But all in all, it goes up really high. The legs, again, like most of the OO kits, are very, very nice. They go very high. I mean, look at this. This guy's almost kicking his own head. And it goes back as well, all the way, very high. And the knee joint itself is very nice. You get a complete 180. And you got two joints. And I like how this moves, because this thing is actually, let me see if I can show you. The kneecap over here slides on the inner joint. So when you bend it, it actually first slides and then it goes up. I thought that was very nice. It's a really nice touch for a Gundam of this scale. Very, very nice. The hips do rotate. They can go all 360. You just have to make sure nothing is really getting in the way. Otherwise, no worries whatsoever. The feet are actually very securely on there. They go up and down. They do a little bit side to side, and they can't rotate because the front parts of the foot get stuck with the shin pieces. So the articulation is very nice on this guy. You can do a lot of different poses, you get him a lot of different styles. I suck at poses, so I'm not even going to try, but this guy is very nice. Now the other thing we can do is we can actually get this guy's backpack to be in a whole bunch of different positions, and it's literally just, you know, how you want to do it. If you want, you can actually bend these pieces out, so it's almost like he's got wings, very similar to the Strike Noir. You can make him out this way, just a little bit this way, so he's got like a little bit of a flying pose. You can actually turn them around and place him over his shoulders, so it looks like, or actually it's supposed to give him shoulder cannons. It's alright. Just like that. So if you just place him like that, you've actually given him shoulder cannons, which is very nice. Now the other thing is that because the backpack is on this rotation thing around the GN drive, you can move him around a little bit. If you want, you can actually take the GN off and then rotate him completely. Put the GN drive back on, and then, like the F91, you can give him his backpack from under his armpits to be beam cannons on the side. So again, very nice. The backpack is highly, highly posable. So just to have this guy armored up, we can put him together, and the shield itself goes in quite easily. It just plugs in on this side, a little bit on the top and a little bit at the bottom, and it's very, very secure in there. So if you get the shield in there and we plug in the arm as well for the gun, he does look quite good. So now just to do a few size comparisons, here is 1.5 Gundam next to his counterpart, the Reborn's Gundam, and I mean, it's as you would expect. You know, these guys are the same Gundam, but there are some notable differences. I mean, you can tell the guns are exactly the same. The shield is quite different. The color scheme is different, and the backpacks are completely different. This guy has, you know, the transforming Gundam with the gun cannons and everything. Otherwise, they are exactly the same Gundam. And just as a side note as well, if we put him next to his arch nemesis or his counterpart, the OO Riser, you can tell the 1.5 Gundam is much bigger. I mean, he is literally, you could say, a good inch and a half higher or taller than the OO Gundam. So this guy does fall back a lot on the size in terms of height, but you know, in terms of bulk and width and firepower, no one beats this guy. So that's pretty much it for the 1.5 Gundam. Highly advisable. This guy is a fun build to do. If you already have the Reborn's Gundam, then it's a little bit repetitive because, you know, putting it together is almost exactly the same. But the final look, the color scheme, fantastic. Highly advisable if you want to get this guy. If you like the color scheme, definitely go for it. This guy is a great Gundam to have. Alright, this is Ace. I will see you guys at the next review.